Welcome to another edition of the Smart Select series by EnviroSmart Solutions. My name is Robert Cairns, and today we're going to be looking at attic insulation cleanouts and what you need to know as a homeowner to make an informed decision. Why are cleanouts needed? Generally speaking, when it comes to a home, approximately every 10 years or so, most parts of a home are going to need some kind of inspection, some kind of maintenance, some kind of renovation or replacement, and attics are no exception. So, what we usually suggest is every 10 to 20 years, you want to clean out that attic from any insulation that exists and replace it with new insulation to help improve energy bills, to help with your property value. It can help you get up to code in some cases. It can help you replace ineffective insulation. It can remove rodent damage, mold damage, odors. Just in general, a good idea to do this every 10 to 20 years, depending on when it was last installed. In terms of when to consider a clean out, after you've done your inspection, there's a few symptoms you can look for. First of all, drafty areas or heat buildup. If your insulation, your attic isn't properly maintained, you'll feel either chills coming from the upstairs floor, or you will feel heat buildup on the upstairs floor more commonly in the summer. You'll see increased energy bills. You might see your HVAC equipment cycling more often than 2 to 4 times per hour. It's normal to see it turn on every 15 minutes. If it's turning on more than that, your furnace, your air conditioner, your heat pump, more than 2 to 4 times per hour, it can be overworked as a result of poor insulation causing temperature changes in the home. You can see condensation on windows. You might see mold growth, rodents or birds, especially in the attic. You'll see a lot of birds present sometimes, and those can be symptoms that you might need to get your insulation looked at. There's two stages or phases to a attic cleanout. The first phase is going to be focused on getting the material that's in the attic out of the attic and cleaning the space to prepare it for new insulation. So that involves your containment, which is basically just not allowing the material from the attic to spill over to other parts of the home. You'll do the full clean out, removing all of that old insulation, any contaminated material. You'll conduct any rodent proofing, bird proofing, usually with a wire mesh or screen to stop them from accessing the attic. You'll sanitize and deodorize the space just to make sure that you've eliminated any scents that might attract other animals back into the area. And you'll do some mold remediation, which is effectively a spray that stops mold spores from accessing air or water, which can cause it to grow. So that mold spray usually needs about a day to dry before you can replace the insulation with the new materials that you have. And that leads us into phase two, where you're going to air seal the space. You are going to replace your insulation. You might have a radiant barrier or a vapor barrier, depending on the area that you're covering. That will help with maintaining the temperature within the attic in order to stop it from permeating the house. And then you will do your final inspection. So to get you started, I got a couple questions for you to ask yourself just to see whether this makes sense for you at this point in time. First thing is you want to say, when did you last inspect your attic? You probably want to do it every year or two. But certainly if you haven't done it within 10 years, the last 10 years, or if you're in a new home and you're not sure when it was last inspected, you absolutely want to get it checked out. You want to determine if you're experiencing any of the symptoms that we listed earlier, suggesting insulation failure. You want to see if there's anything that you can take advantage of in terms of rebates, especially these days. Any penny that you can save is a good place to start. You'll want to see if you can work with a contractor that will help take care of those rebates for you, take care of the paperwork for you, because they can be a little bit arduous in terms of the application process. And then once the renovation is complete, you want to know that the company that's doing it is going to stand by their work and maintain it. And that's something that we really focus on here at EnviroSmart. In terms of the offering, our service offering, we really stand by our work in the form of 10-year mold and rodent warranties, as well as a 5-year workmanship warranty. We will also send someone out to the home a year after the work is completed, every year for 3 years, just to make sure that the materials have stayed in place. There's no further rodent entry or mold growth, and we will make sure that this project stays as good as the day it was installed for the first several years, to make sure that you have a comfortable home and you don't have anything to worry about after the installation. So if you're interested in learning more, want to work with us, you can see our contact information and website at the bottom of the screen here. We'd be happy to send someone out and give you an on-site estimate for free.